Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything and welcome back to the channel. I have a special video for you today looking at the 10 youngest culés to have ever debuted for Football Club Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League. So just before we get into it, remember to hit like and subscribe if you are enjoying this video and want to see more content like this. Let's grow this channel, yo. Okay, so I got the idea for this video whilst watching Barcelona ball out against Dynamo Kiev in a match that saw 6 players make their UCL debut for Barcelona, with 5 of them aged 21 or younger. So naturally, as a big fan of youngsters playing, in the big leagues, I got curious and wondered what the effect of all these debutants was on Barcelona's history books, and as I suspected, that night the list of Barca's youngest ever debutants was reshuffled. So without further ado, here is the list. And kicking it off, number 10, Conrad de la Fuente, 19 years old, 4 months and 8 days. Our first entrant is one Culés will be familiar with, seeing as he made his Champions League and senior team debut for Barcelona as recently as November of 2020. Conrad was born to Haitian parents in the US of A and moved to Spain at the age of 10 after his dad took a job at the Haitian consulate in Barcelona. He was discovered and was offered the chance to play for FC Barcelona whilst playing for local team CF Dam. He has since developed in Barcelona's youth system since joining in 2013. Whilst initially not showing much promise, he came on leaps and bounds last season, first shining brightly for Barca's Juvenil A team during what was a disastrous UEFA Youth League campaign that saw them finish bottom of a group that had Slavia Prague, Inter and Dortmund under 19s. Conrad then went on to play a big part of Barca B's promotion campaign alongside the likes of Monchu, Ricky, Oscar Mingueza and Ronald Araujo. With the injury to fellow teenager Ansu Fati, Conrad will be one to look at for Coman as someone to possibly fill in at left wing. Number 9, Monia El Haddadi, 19 years old, 16 days. One of La Masia's more widely known graduates of the past 5 years, Monia began his career in the youth ranks of Atletico de Madrid before transferring to Barcelona in 2011. He then spent the next 3 years rising through the ranks at Barca, where he played a crucial part in Barcelona winning the 2013 and 14 UEFA Youth League, a tournament he top scored and capped off with a ridiculous goal scored from the center of the pitch to settle the final versus Benfica. He made his debut for Barcelona's B team in March of 2014 and scored in his first match for the senior team in August of that year, at the start of the season in which they won the treble, and it was in that season that he made his debut on the European stage against Apoel in a group stage game played at the Camp Nou on September 17, 2014. The following year, he was one of 5 top scorers in the Copa del Rey, which his team won. Renowned for his wicked left foot and clinical finishing in and around the box, Munir was tipped for big things at Barcelona. Unfortunately, he wound up being arguably one of the highest profile examples of Barca's mismanagement of young promising players under Bartomeu's regime. He eventually left Barcelona for Sevilla halfway through the 2018-19 season, where he is to date a major part of their first team. Number 8, Rafinha, 18 years, 9 months and 24 days. Continuing an early trend of players with dual nationality, Rafael Alcantara do Nascimento is the brother of fellow La Masia graduate and now Liverpool midfielder Thiago. Born in Sao Paulo, Rafinha joined Barcelona's youth ranks at the age of 14 in July of 2007. A skillful box-to-box type of midfielder who can also fill in out wide, Rafinha had a swift rise through the La Masia ranks that saw him hot on the tail of his older brother Thiago, and he was subsequently called up to the senior team by Pep Guardiola, who gave him a senior debut in the Champions League on the 6th of December in a 4-0 win against Bate Borisov. The story of Rafinha in the Blaugrana jersey has unfortunately been one of pain and disappointment. He just so happened to have played the best football of his career whilst out on loan. In particular, he had 2 great loan spells to Celta de Vigo and Inter Milan, during which he was so good he warranted a return to Catalonia. Unfortunately, he never really had luck with injuries whilst at Barca. First, he had the utter idiot of a thug Racha Nainggolan tackle him, and that tackle resulted in a ruptured ACL during a Champions League group stage game against Roma. and he would then suffer from further complications related to that injury. Thankfully, though, this year he seems to have finally put his injury issues behind him, and he has been playing well for his new club, Paris Saint-Germain. And hopefully, we'll see him once again at the Camp Nou when Barcelona take on the Parisians in the Champions League round of 16. Fingers crossed he doesn't kill it. Number 7, Gerard Deulofeu Lazaro, 18 years old, 8 months and 22 days. Breaking our early trend of players with dual nationality is a man who is one of 2 recent Masia graduates that really broke away from the typical mode of a La Masia player. Gerard Deulofeu is perhaps one of 2 examples of how a footballer can be hyper successful at youth level yet not cut it at senior level. Deulofeu played for Spain over 80 times at under 16, under 17, under 19, under 20 and under 21 levels, being named the UEFA Under-19 Championship Golden Player in 2012. In 2014, he made the senior debut for the Spain national team, but his debut for Barcelona though came much earlier than that against SL Benfica when he came on as a substitute for injured Lionel Messi on the 5th of December 2012. Many had expected that, that whole substitution coming on for Messi would be like a kind of passing on the torch to the young Deulofeu. However, he then failed to register another senior appearance for Barcelona and has since been on a series of transfers that took him to first Sevilla, then Everton, then AC Milan, then brought him back to Barca, and then he went out to Watford and now is currently at Udinese. Yeah, quite a journeyman. The Catalan possesses bags of talent with pace and trickery, which is definitely what makes all these teams want to take a chance with him. However, he combines all of that with selfish play and a narcissistic attitude that I feel is what continues to hold him back from fulfilling his potential. Here's to hoping that 2021 is the year that sees him turn a new page and find the success that he should in Udine. Number 6, Giovanni Dos Santos Ramirez, 18 years old, 3 months and 22 days. Another case of a hyper-talented youngster who couldn't quite cut it at senior level. The 2005 Under-17 World Cup winner was at a young age recruited by Barcelona, where he starred for the B team until age 18. He made his way up the ranks, eventually playing for the senior team, making his debut in 2007. He debuted in the Champions League on September 19th. That year, he was also nominated by World Soccer Magazine as one of the top 50 most exciting teen footballers. Yeah, like that's how big the hype was. And I mean, this guy was coming up alongside Messi and Boyan, and he wasn't looking out of place, let's put it that way. After playing only 1 season for La Blaugrana, though, Giovanni was transferred to Premier League club Tottenham Hotspur in search for more playing time. Sadly, his time there was mostly spent away on loan, playing for teams like, Ipswich, Galatasaray and Racing, the type of places where a player of his talents and his particular skill sets was not going to thrive or develop properly. Spurs eventually sold Dos Santos to Mallorca in 2012 and he was sold a year later to Villarreal. After a 3A stint with the Yellow Submarine, he was sold to LA Galaxy, who went on to buy out his contract and release him prior to the 2019 season. He is currently playing for Club America in the Liga MX in Mexico. Number 5, Pedro Gonzalez Lopez, aka Pedri, 17 years, 10 months and 25 days. In 5th place, we have our entrant with the shortest Wikipedia page of anyone else in this list. Seriously, like this is all there is. Barely anything is known about this kid. He just came out of nowhere to bless the lives of us Kool-Aids. Once rejected by Real Madrid for his slight frame, the Teguestan-born Spaniard joined Barcelona after a season of playing brilliant football at Las Palmas and was straight into action as he debuted for Barca in their first Liga match against Villarreal and also in their first Champions League encounter against Ferencvárosi, both at the Camp Nou. His Champions League debut came on the 20th of October 2020 and he actually came on to score the 4th goal in a 5-0 win, currently displacing the likes of Coutinho and Griezmann from the first team. Pedri looks set to have a successful career playing at the highest level for the boyhood club of his dreams. Well, I say that, but he's still kind of a boy, isn't he? Number 4, Adama Traore, 17 years, 9 months, and 29 days. Born on the 25th of January 1996 in Spain to Malian parents, Adama Traore joined Barca's youth setup at the age of 8 in 2004. He steadily rose through the Barca academy and he played his first La Liga game at the age of only 17, replacing Neymar late on in a 4-0 home win over Granada. His first appearance in the UEFA Champions League soon followed after, on the 23rd of November 2013, coming on for Cesc Fabregas in the 82nd minute of a 1-2 defeat away to AFC Ajax in the group stage. In 2015, Adama signed for Aston Villa and a year later Middlesbrough before joining Wolverhampton Wanderers in August 2018, where he still is to date. He has since come on leaps and bounds under the guidance of Nuno Espirito Santos and has finally made his senior debut for Spain in 2020. Hopefully he will continue to grow and be one of the leading lights in world football. Number 3, Lionel Andres Messi, 17 years old, 5 months and 13 days. Coming in third place is a man who I suspect will be familiar to many of you, whether Barca fans or not. Messi famously joined La Masia at the age of 13 on the 1st of July 2000, leaving his hometown of Rosario in Argentina in the hopes of etching out a career at the Camp Nou. He debuted professionally for Barcelona on October the 16th, 2004 in a La Liga 1-0 away win to Espanyol and soon followed it up with his UCL debut on December the 7th of the same year in a 2-0 away loss to Shakhtar Donetsk. One of only 4 players in this 10-man list still playing for Barcelona, what has transpired in the years since 2004 has been nothing short of legendary, as Messi has gone on to be the greatest footballer to ever wear the Barcelona jersey and arguably any other football jersey, like ever. Of course, we are still yet to see if he will end his career with Barcelona, but whatever the case, there can be no doubt that he is the best thing to have happened to Football Club Barcelona since Johan Cruyff. Number 2, Bojan Krkić, 17 years old and 22 days. The second youngest debutant for Barcelona in the Champions League, and the youngest up until last year, it should be mentioned, we have a man who quite possibly is the best ever example of a player who killed it at youth level but was just not able to do it at senior level. If Messi is the GOAT of senior football, then Bojan Krkić is the GOAT of youth team football. Like seriously, guys. His early promise saw him make his first team debut at the age of 17 years and 19 days, breaking the record set by his predecessor Lionel Messi. And just the time when he was making this appearance, Barcelona had strikers like Samuel Eto'o and Ida Gudjohnsen. So like he literally sat Gudjohnsen on the bench in one game against Villarreal, I remember. Anyway, 3 days after his professional debut, he made his Champions League debut on September the 19th, 2007, when he came on against Lyon as a substitute for fellow teenager Lionel Messi. During his debut season, Bojan scored no less than 12 goals in 48 matches, which is a pretty damn good record for a 17-year-old. 30-year-olds who can't do that right now. Braithwaite, when was the last time he did that? Sadly, for the young Catalan, he was never able to replicate the same sort of form that made him Spanish youth football's highest ever goal scorer. Many had hoped that he would follow in the footsteps of Raul Gonzalez, from whom he had taken the record, but unfortunately this did not transpire. In total, he spent 4 seasons at Camp Nou, scoring 41 goals in 162 games, before he was sold in July of 2011 to Italian side AS Roma for a fee of 12 million euros. While in Rome, he only managed 7 goals in 37 appearances during the 11-12 season, and then he spent the 12-13 season on loan at Milan, where he scored only a measly 3 goals in 27 games. Milan then decided not to exercise their option to sign him outright from AS Roma, and so Barcelona triggered his buyback clause and signed him for 13 million. He then spent the 2013-14 season on loan at Dutch club Ajax, whom he helped win the Eredivisie title. In July 2014, Boyan joined English side Stoke City for 1.8 million euros, and from then on, his career went on a continuous downward spiral, guys, due to injuries in large part. Currently, the diminutive attacker turns out for Montreal Impact in the MLS under manager Thierry Henry. Number one, Ansuman Fati Vieira, 16 years old, 10 months, and 17 days. The final name on my list and the youngest ever UCL debutant in Barcelona's history, and thanks to Yusufa Moukoko, the second youngest ever player in Champions League history, we have 2020 Golden Boy runner-up Ansu Fati. Looking at the list of achievements he has already amassed at the tender age of 18, it's crazy to think that he has only been playing professional football for a little over 1 year. He holds the records for youngest scorer in La Liga history and in the Champions League's history, the youngest player to score and assist in a La Liga match and in a Champions League match, the youngest player to score twice in a La Liga match, and the youngest player to score in El Clasico. Then he also has the record for the youngest player to start a match for the Spanish national team and also the youngest player to score a goal for the Spanish national team. There's probably some records that I forgot to mention, but all in all, this kid is looking like he could be one that Barca fans will enjoy watching and opponents will dread facing for at least the next decade. Fati's Champions League debut came on the 17th of September 2019 at the Signal Iduna Park in a 0-0 draw between Borussia Dortmund and FC Barcelona. He would later on open his Champions League goal-scoring account in a 2-1 win against Inter Milan, where he came on as a substitute to score a late winner that dumped Conte's Inter out of the Champions League and secured a place in the next round for Borussia Dortmund. Therefore, at least in my eyes, Ansu Fati is already a Borussia Dortmund legend. Well, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on this list? Let me know if you enjoyed this video by liking and subscribing, as I'm currently working on a video looking at the 10 best La Masia graduates not playing for Barcelona. So if you want to catch that, you don't want to miss that, definitely hit subscribe. Thank you once again for tuning in. Have a great day and Forza Barca.